Jesus is not God in the Gospel of John, and no, not even in John 10:30. Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion, and
I'm wrong on this one. At least that's the basic consensus of Johannine scholars, who say Jesus does claim to be God in John's Gospel. Certainly John believed Jesus was God. The first 3 verses of John's opening prologue speak of Jesus' pre-existence as the Logos, being God alongside God in the beginning and creating everything. Then at the end of the Gospel in John 20:28, the Apostle Thomas abandons his doubts in the presence of the resurrected Jesus, confessing him as my Lord and my God, an open statement of divine worship that Jesus never corrects. And why did Jesus' opponents try to kill him in John 5:18, 8:59, and 10:33? Because they understood Jesus to be committing blasphemy, making himself equal with God. So maybe Jesus' apostles and opponents believed Jesus was claiming to be God because, Occam's razor, he actually claimed to be God. Like in the famous Ego Eimi sayings in John's Gospel, where Jesus emphatically declares, I am, echoing Exodus 3:14 and the divine name given to Moses, the great I am that I am, Yahweh. Or in the metaphors themselves, identifying with the divine roles of God alone in the Old Testament, as the bread of life in John 6:35, or the good shepherd in John 10:14, or the resurrection and the life in John 11:25. Maybe in Jesus' own claims to pre-existence in John 8:58, claiming before Abraham was, I am. And in his high priestly prayer in John 17, Jesus calls the Father to glorify him with the glory they shared before the world began, prior to creation. And I'm not even getting close to being exhaustive. John 12 says Isaiah saw Jesus' glory in his Old Testament vision of Yahweh. And by prophesying to be the arbiter of final judgment and the one to grant forgiveness of sins and eternal life, Jesus takes to himself divine roles. So Bible scholar McDan is way off base. Jesus' divine claims are the very ink that spells out John's Gospel.